there go my nigga. Hi. Oh my God. This what they been waiting on, ain't it? Oh! Ain't no so heavy, my ain't crying and everything. This is my ain't just made him no crime. Baby, you got my ID. That's...
Hey. Me too.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, I'm finna fly back home.
Not right here.
Cause my finna eat steaks and shit. You gonna have to pull up today. It's a whole bunch of drunk shit going on at the house. I'm finna take them to see his mama first stop when I get to Dallas.
This is Dishier Stevenson, a 38-year-old woman who would be shot dead by her husband after picking him from prison. In the early hours of October 25, 2023, the serene streets of Dallas, Texas were shaken by an early morning discovery that would send the community into a state of disbelief. At around 7:20 a.m., the Dallas Police Department received an urgent 911 call about a situation. When authorities arrived at the 1600 block of Murdoch Road, but nothing could have prepared them for the heartbreaking scene they would find. Officers arrived to find a woman lifeless and abandoned, her body left on the roadside, showing obvious signs of gunshot in the chest. Authorities quickly pieced together the timeline of events and learned that Dishier had been shot by her own husband just after she had picked him from prison. The same man who had once vowed to love and cherish her was now the suspect in her brutal murder. But before Dishier met her death, let me take you back to where their paths crossed and uncover the red flags that could have protected Dishier. This is the disturbing life and death of Dishier Stevenson.
13 embarrassing questions. Who overthinks everything? Who showers less? Who is always eating? Who has a nicer butt? Who is more possessive? Who drools more? Who is the better driver? Who curses more? Who always sleeps in? Who is always on their phone? Who has the worst singing voice? Who takes the most selfies? Who is the lawbreaker?
Dallas, Texas is a bustling city located in the northern part of the state. As one of the largest cities in the southern United States, Dallas is known for its rich cultural scene, vibrant arts district, and being a major hub for business and technology. However, like many big cities, Dallas faces challenges with crime, an issue that became all the more glaring when this case emerged, shaking the city to its core. Dishier Stevenson, born on November 16, 1988, was the epitome of a self-made woman. She was a successful 30-year-old businesswoman, a dedicated mother, and a loving wife. Dishier's life in Dallas, Texas was a reflection of her relentless drive and entrepreneurial spirit. She ran a business called Shea Money Purses and More LLC, where she sold a wide variety of fashion items, including clothing, purses, hats, and even beauty products. Dishier was not shy about promoting her ventures on social media, proudly sharing her accomplishments with her followers. Her business wasn't just about selling products. It was about building her independence and showing the world that she could achieve anything she set her mind to. She had an impressive knack for managing her multiple businesses and had recently secured a new space for her boutique in May 2022, hoping it would become a long-term shop. Her ability to balance business and personal life earned her a reputation as someone who is not only hardworking, but also deeply compassionate. Dishier was known for her generosity and her constant support of her family and friends. In her free time, she also assisted clients with filing tax refunds, a lucrative side hustle in the United States. Dishier's drive for financial independence was truly impressive. She was determined to make her own way. In fact, her social media nickname was Money-Making Dishier, and on Instagram she went by Shay Money, a nod to her hustle and ambition. She was also a proud mother to her 17-year-old daughter, Maya, and loved her daughter fiercely. Dishier showered her daughter with love and care, providing her with everything she needed, including a car for her 17th birthday. This gesture was a symbol of the life Dishier had worked so hard to build. Family was everything to her, and it was evident in her social media posts, where she often shared pictures of her nieces, nephews, and goddaughter, celebrating their birthdays and showing how much she cared. Not only that, she was also the primary caregiver for her mother, who had suffered a stroke and was left partially paralyzed. Balancing her entrepreneurial ventures with the responsibility of caring for her mother was no easy feat, but Dishier managed it all with remarkable grace. Despite the challenges she faced every day, she faced every day with a smile, never allowing the weight of her responsibilities to show. However, even with Dishier's apparent success, her relationship with her husband Michael began to show signs of trouble. The couple had dated for years before tying the knot, and although they had their ups and downs, there were cracks in their relationship that were becoming harder to ignore.
39-year-old Michael Smith had been a significant part of Dishier's life for many years. He was quiet and easygoing on the outside, a perfect match for Dishier's energetic personality. But Michael's past was far more complicated. The couple had endured a long-distance relationship while Michael was incarcerated. She visited him regularly, sending letters and maintaining a deep emotional connection, never letting the challenges of his imprisonment weaken their bond. Her commitment to him was evident in everything she did. She was his rock during a time when he needed it the most. And when he was released, she was in the forefront. In May 2021, Michael was released from prison. Dishier was there to welcome him back with open arms. She wanted to make the occasion as special as possible, understanding that Michael had missed out on so much during his time away.
Yeah, there go my Hi. Girl, I ain't used to all you can call you, Yeah, my period. Big red, my period. I didn't got my right. This what they been waiting on, ain't it? Ain't no so heavy, I ain't crying and everything. This I ain't just made him no crime. But you can just you drive, no, you ride. I know what you did. Come on, girl, we got a long way to go to baby. I ain't there. We're meeting mine, you say hi.
Hey,
We got 8 hours, we got.
I can't even.
Baby, you got my ID. That's.
Hey, me too.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you.
I can't hear you. I will. Okay.
What she say, Mike?
She said have a good trip.
We gonna try to have a good trip. It's a long way back. What's up, cousin? Yeah, I got him. I got him. Yep. Yes. I'm finna fly back home.
Not right here.
Cause my finna eat steaks and shit. You gonna have to pull up today. It's a whole bunch of drunk shit going on at the house. I'm finna take them to see his mama first stop when I get to Dallas. Huh?
You girl on like a drunk.
Right. Huh, cousin?
Sneakers about that bunch of never got about the hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know nigga finna be in that bag and he ain't in nothing else. Cause he ain't worried about nothing. He learned his lesson. He good now. Yes. I got my face, my makeup done and stuff, just to go pick him up. Let me get off. I figured out live because I don't know if he fantasized about my beauty with my makeup or he just want me to get out live, y'all. But I figured to get up out live. Yeah, I had to go live. I had to go live for you. We had a nice room and everything too.
Determined to show him just how much he meant to her, Dishier organized an extravagant surprise to mark his release. And just like that, their reunion was a turning point.
It's my world. Just make sure you pussy ass take us, y'all. Gotta take us together. With my baby. I love him. I love him so much.
A fresh start after years of separation and struggles. Only days later, they tied the knot in a small but meaningful wedding. The ceremony was intimate, but the love they shared was undeniable, symbolizing the new chapter in their journey together. Dishier was a woman who was fiercely loyal and cherished her marriage and her husband. She wasn't one to entertain distractions or temptations. In her own words, anyone who knew her would know just how devoted she was to her husband. She made it clear, when she committed to someone, she committed wholeheartedly. However, Michael's release was just the beginning of a series of issues. While Dishier was out there thriving in her business and gaining recognition for her hard work, Michael found himself struggling to adapt to life outside prison. He lacked the financial independence that Dishier had worked hard to build and began to feel overshadowed by her success. When it came to finances, Dishier was the sole provider in the household. Despite the potential awkwardness of the situation, she didn't seem to mind at all. In fact, she openly shared her feelings on social media, writing in an Instagram post, but Michael felt he was no longer the man in control. This sense of inadequacy began to brew resentment in him. Dishier, on the other hand, continued to shower Michael with love and support. She funded extravagant vacations for them, threw lavish birthday parties, and even gifted him a $10,000 cash surprise for his birthday. She loved him deeply and was determined to make their relationship work. However, Michael's insecurities and his growing jealousy of Dishier began to show in an unhealthy way. As time passed, Michael's jealousy grew stronger. His drug addiction resurfaced, and his controlling behavior became more apparent. It's not uncommon for some men to feel a sense of jealousy or insecurity about their partner's career success. This can stem from a dip in self-esteem, perceived threats to their masculinity, or fears about shifting relationship dynamics. Traditional gender roles and societal expectations often intensify these feelings, making men feel as though their worth is tied to being the primary provider or the dominant figure in the relationship. How do you think these societal pressures shape the way couples navigate success and power within their relationships? Dishier, who had always been the life of the party, now found herself in a toxic relationship where she was constantly belittled and controlled. The woman who had once been full of life and generosity now found herself trapped in a relationship that was slowly suffocating her. Despite her best efforts to keep the peace, the tension between them continued to escalate. They fought more often, and Dishier became increasingly unhappy. Her friends and family began to notice the changes in her behavior, but they didn't fully grasp the severity of the situation. Dishier's love for Michael blinded her to the red flags that had been present in their relationship. She thought that her love and support would be enough to keep the relationship stable. But little did she know, Michael's toxic behavior was becoming more dangerous by the day. In a chilling moment, just a few days before her tragic death, Dishier told her sister Jasmine that she felt like she was going to die. Jasmine brushed it off at first, but something about the way Dishier said it seemed to suggest that she had a premonition of the horrors to come. But soon, this gut-wrenching foreshadowing would soon become a reality.
Yes, I got my baby at the hood. We're not in the hood. We're really living like that. We're not in the hood. We're really living like that. Thank y'all so much. It's the kitchen area for me. Don't mind my brother in Big Mook. But I got me my new house today. Almost 1,700 square feet, three bedroom, 2 bathroom, 2-car garage, all brick home, period. Leave me alone. I'm doing other shit right now. Coming up next will be my shop, so stay tuned. I will be giving me a shop next. Yes, Brittany cooks. I got to let y'all know when the barbecue, because y'all know I love to cook and I love family gatherings. So it's lit. It's lit. Me and my room right here. My little girl room will be over there, and it's another room. No, that's gonna make up that to be knit room. Yes, jacuzzi tub for me and my nigga. Period. His and her sink. Period. Y'all just don't know how happy I am right now. Like, oh my God. Like, y'all, this shit can't be real. Like, open that up, Big Mook. Because you know we lighting the fireplace. Yes. Thank everybody so much. Some of y'all is really actually true. Everybody really, some of y'all really actually true happy for me. Some people not, but I'm so excited. Y'all just don't know, right, brother? We finna load up groceries in here. Talk. Let me let the garage down. Y'all see that Challenger parked out there, you know, in my driveway. 2-car garage. Leave me alone. Yes. You already know, sis. Room on deck. Stop playing. Stop playing, you know, on deck, sis. I'm really living like that.
On October 24th, 2023, just a month before Dishier's birthday, her daughter Maya tried reaching out to her, but received no response. This was completely out of character, as Dishier was always in constant touch with her daughter. Concerned, her daughter contacted other family members. And soon the search began. When Dishier's family contacted Michael, he would reveal something unsettling. He claimed not to know where she was and said he hadn't seen her. The family decided to trace Dishier's car to the Pleasant Village apartments. Surprisingly, it was where Michael's father lived. The car was parked in an unusual spot, which only fueled their worry. Within an hour, they would find horrifying news. They came across a post on a community blog about a woman being shot just 3 minutes from Michael's father's home, intensifying their growing fears. When they arrived at the crime scene, the reality of the situation hit them hard. Officers confirmed their worst fears. Dishier had been murdered. But what investigators would find next would be increasingly troubling. When detectives searched Michael's car, they discovered traces of blood, a spent bullet casing, and a single sandal matching the one Dishier had been wearing the last time she was seen. As detectives combed through the evidence, it quickly became clear that the situation was far from a random act of violence. Surveillance footage painted a grim picture. It shows Dishier and Michael arriving separately at the Pleasant Village apartments, where Michael's father lived. At some point, Dishier had entered Michael's vehicle, and it was there, in that car, that the confrontation seemed to have taken place. What followed inside that vehicle remains unclear, but detectives believe that an argument or a violent dispute occurred, one that ultimately escalated beyond control. By the time the police received the call about a female body found on Melinda Lane and Murdoch Road, it was already too late. Dishier had been shot in the chest and her body was abandoned, left to be discovered by an unsuspecting passerby. The scene was brutal. Her family, already in distress after trying to contact her all morning, arrived at the scene, praying for any sign of life, but instead they were met with the unthinkable. The body of a woman they loved, discarded like trash. What followed was a frantic search for Michael. Michael, who had been uncooperative when questioned, had denied knowing Dishier's whereabouts. But that had been a lie.
So why did you take her from my niece? Like, I don't understand. I would respect him more if he tell me why.
We definitely need strength. We need prayers. It's a big one.
On the 21st, it was my birthday. And she called me, she wished me happy birthday. He was like, you know, normal, whatever. We was laughing, joking. And then she just said, like, sister, I feel like I'm finna die. So we had talked Sunday, and she was telling me how he was tripping at the fur, and he was trying to leave her and my niece. He was saying, like, she was trying to set him up, you know, flipping out, saying that she was trying to set him up. It was Facebook people out there. It was just some weird stuff, you know. So I called in FaceTime her Monday. She never reached back out to me. You know, she got a busy life, so I was just like, maybe she'll call me back or something. And then I went to sleep just thinking it was normal. It wasn't nothing. Monday night, my niece called me around 12 something, and I was asleep. I was hearing my phone, I was hearing Facebook Messenger, and it was like it was just in my dream, but as I kept hearing it, I eventually woke up. And it was my brother's girlfriend saying that my niece haven't heard from her since fall. She was stranded at my auntie's house. And I'm like, what? You know, I don't know. I just was like, that's not her. You know what I'm saying? Like, she never leave my niece, no matter what. She never leave my mama, no matter what. So my brother and his girlfriend came, you know, and we just started searching from 12 all the way up until, you know, we had found her that morning. Her car was ditched in Pleasant Village. Like, the way the car was set up, the way it was hid, I just felt it in my bones, like she was gone, but I just didn't want to see it. It was too many red flags. We asked him, he just showing off a and telling my brother he don't know, and, you know, knowing that he had already killed my sister. It's just unbelievable.
The first thing I seen was, I seen a big handprint on the driver window. And, you know, I'm a criminal justice major, so I started trying to use like different contact clues. And it's a creek, like in the apartments. So I was like, well, let's look in the creek. At that time, I was waiting on my mom and the rest of the family to come so we could all go, you know, look for her. And as we looking in the creek, I just started getting chills over my whole body. 2 minutes later, Smash the Topic posted and said that it was a lady shot to which was like 3 minutes from where we was at. So immediately when we seen the post on Smash the Topic, we went directly to the location. And when we got there, it was just like, yeah, how they get here so fast? We was already looking. You know, we had been up since like 7 in the morning looking. And when we got there, we, you know, had to describe and, you know, give them some details to identify her. And when they came back, they didn't even want to say it was her. It was just the nod in the head, and it just went from there. Everybody just broke down.
The investigation quickly turned into a manhunt. Michael Smith is now a prime suspect in his wife's murder, had gone into hiding. As law enforcement scoured Dallas for him, they were met with resistance at every turn. They visited his residence, but Michael was nowhere to be found. Inside, they would find something chilling. They found multiple firearms, which raised additional red flags about his violent tendencies. The more they uncovered, the clearer it became. Michael had planned this horrific act. For the next several days, Michael moved from one location to another, evading capture. He sought refuge in various places, including a local barbershop, where police eventually tracked him down. Michael, seemingly unaware of the growing net closing in around him, tried to flee, but was apprehended without incident. The fact that he had been on the run only added to the mystery surrounding his motives. But when he was arrested, Michael would share something bizarre. He claimed to have been under the influence of PCP during the shooting. PCP, also known as angel dust, is a dangerous street drug that causes hallucinations and severe mood swings. While Michael's claim that the drug influenced his actions might offer an explanation for his erratic behavior, it did not absolve him of the responsibility for his actions. His statements only served to complicate the investigation further. PCP is known to alter a person's perception of reality, but it is highly unlikely that it alone would have led someone to commit such a heinous act. He remains in custody on a $1 million bond in Dallas County Jail. As police continued to piece together the events leading to Dishier's death, the question I'd like to ask you is, was Michael's violence the result of drugs, jealousy, or something far more sinister? The news of Dishier's tragic death rippled through the family, leaving everyone in shock and grief. Her teenage daughter, Maya, who had been so close to her mother, now found herself facing a world without the woman who had raised her with such love and devotion. Dishier had been a constant presence in her life, always there for her, always showing her how to succeed and giving her everything she could. To lose her mother, especially in such a senseless way, was a devastation that no child should have to bear. Jasmine, Dishier's sister, and the rest of the family were left to pick up the pieces of their shattered world. Dishier had been so full of life, so devoted to her family and her businesses, that no one could have imagined her life would end in such a brutal, violent way. To make matters worse, the man who was responsible for her death wasn't a stranger or some faceless predator. He was the very man she had devoted her life to, her husband, Michael Smith, the man she had stood by during his time in prison, the man she had loved and supported through thick and thin, had turned into a man capable of unspeakable violence. As the investigation continued, it became clear that Michael's jealousy and insecurity played a significant role in the events leading up to Dishier's death. He had been unable to handle Dishier's success, her independence, and the attention she garnered. She had become a successful entrepreneur while he struggled to find his place in the world. The financial strain, combined with Michael's past drug use and deep insecurities, had brewed a toxic combination that eventually led to a fatal confrontation. His jealousy, compounded by his addiction and possessiveness, left Dishier feeling trapped and fearful. Despite all her efforts to keep the relationship intact, her love was not enough to save her from the man who had become her captor. She had believed that by showing Michael love and loyalty, she could help him overcome his issues, but instead it was this very loyalty that led her to a tragic end. The truth behind Michael's violent actions was complex. On one hand, his behavior could be attributed to his past experiences, including his time in prison and the trauma that likely shaped his worldview. On the other hand, it was clear that he had never fully come to terms with his own insecurities and failed to accept Dishier's success and independence. Rather than being supportive and encouraging, Michael's jealousy became all-consuming, leading him to a place where he felt entitled to control Dishier's life.
His toxic behavior escalated over time, culminating in the devastating act of violence that would take her life. Dishier's death serves as a tragic reminder of the danger of unchecked jealousy and possessiveness in relationships. It also highlights the importance of recognizing the signs of emotional abuse and taking action before things escalate to violence. Relationships should be built on mutual respect, trust, and support, not control, manipulation, and resentment. Unfortunately, not all relationships are healthy, and many individuals are left to navigate toxic dynamics that ultimately lead to tragic consequences. As Maya, Jasmine, and the rest of Dishier's family continue to mourn their loss, they are also left with the difficult task of finding closure and seeking justice. Michael's trial will undoubtedly be an emotional and difficult process, but it is one that Dishier's family is determined to face. They want answers, and they want justice for the woman who gave so much to her family and community, only to have her life taken from her far too soon. What do you think about it? Let us know in the comments below. And if you found this story intriguing, please like, share, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories like this.